The hottest pop culture stories of the day, like Aubrey Plaza is pregnant, plus the ketamine queen gets 15 years. And we've got some audio from Sierra from Summer House on the red carpet that is going to leave your mouth gaping. This is Hot to Go. I'm Brittany.
I'm Kendall.
And I'm Mike.
And Aubrey Plaza is pregnant. She's expecting her first child with, I don't know if you remember, this is the guy that dated Marnie in Girls. His name is Christopher Abbott. He's actually done a lot of things, but I will forever know him as kind of the annoying boyfriend of Marnie.
That's like how, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, that's how I know him.
Yeah. Somebody said he was like an off-brand Jon Snow, and I go, oh, I see that.
That checks out.
I saw that in the comment section. Mm-hmm.
That also checks out.
He's very cute, though. Okay, so anyways, Aubrey Plaza, she's expecting her first kiddo. Now we know that she's had a past with her ex, Jeff Baina. Her husband, who were separated at the time, died by suicide in January of 2025.
Yeah, just last year.
And she's only done, I think, one interview since. Mm-hmm. She did her good friend Amy Poehler's A Good Hang podcast, and she talked about how it was a daily struggle, and she's grateful to be moving through the world. And it was really, could tell she was exhausted. Mm-hmm. You can't imagine what she was going through, and you can't imagine, you don't know, you'll never know her and Jeff's story. We'll never know. Like,
no.
Those are always going to go between those two people, but it does go, okay, there's a world where I'm happy that she's pregnant.
Yeah, I think to your point, Brittany, like the idea that when we didn't know at the time, we just knew it was her husband.
Yeah.
Died, it was like, oh my gosh, Aubrey Plaza, we feel so awful. And you still did, but then she didn't have to. She didn't owe it to anybody to explain it to us. But like she kind of had to explain to everybody. We actually haven't been together for months. We haven't lived together for months. And then there's that whole other level of like guilt that might come from that, no matter how much you wouldn't want it to. So the fact that she's with someone else, they've been together for a while, she's really happy. Like, this girl needed a win.
I know. And there's something very fun and silly about her. I know people don't always like her dry sense of humor, but she does this thing called the Christmas Witch every year. And it's so fun, so silly, and it makes me go, she's going to make a really fun mom. And I'm excited for her next this chapter.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I would just say, everyone, pump the brakes. Like you said, we don't know the whole story. There's a whole part of the internet right now, a very large part of the internet, that's running with the headlines that they're seeing. And granted, they're seeing these headlines, but most of these headlines are literally saying Aubrey Plaza pregnant less than a year after her husband passed away by suicide. And it's like, just, you guys don't know the story. None of us will ever know the story. Yes, they were separated for a while leading up to it. We have no idea further than that, and speculating is just irrational and not responsible. So please stop doing that.
Also,
and gross, right?
Even if it's things happen. I don't know what to say. Like, it's so funny. You go, those are examples of people who either don't self-reflect at all or have lived a really privileged life, and that's great for you. But the idea that you could meet somebody and even just months later have a baby, that's a possibility. Like we said, we don't know how long her and Jeff had actually been separated prior to that. And that might have been a lot to do, like either like where she goes, I don't want to leave this, all these things. You have no idea. None of us have any idea.
No. So true. We're happy for her.
Yeah.
Well, Matthew Perry's family is getting a little bit of, I don't want to say peace, but they're getting a little bit of closure from one part of his case. A federal judge just today handed down a sentence to the woman that we knew as the ketamine queen, who supplied the ketamine that Matthew Perry took in his fatal overdose in 2023. She was pleaded guilty already. She was sentenced to 15 years in prison, which her attorney was like hoping, hey, she's been in jail since 2024. She has a clean record otherwise. She was a great inmate. And this judge was like, yeah. So do you know how much drugs this woman peddled through her house? Do you know that there was another victim that we know for sure died because of the ketamine that she supplied, who, by the way, this victim, his name is Cody McClary. His sister actually spoke in court and said, I told you this. back when my brother died in 2019. Had you stopped selling ketamine when I text you, we wouldn't be here today. And I think that was probably a huge point when it came to actual sentencing for her. The other thing that we're hearing about with this ketamine queen and this case in general is 3 out of the 5 people that have been involved in this case since Matthew Perry's death have been sentenced at this point. The guy who actually did the dosage, the injection, is only 8 months. So people were kind of surprised that she got 15 years. But I guess the argument was more about the fact that, like, this woman was the supplier making millions of dollars doing this empire behind the scenes. This is just one person that was very famous that we know that died because of her actions. And she was really apologetic. She said some things along the lines like, I wear it like a cloak. I shattered people's lives. I did it. Like, and she's the only one that actually admitted that she had something to do with his death. Everyone else, kind of the plead of like not guilty, except for her.
Yeah, it gave a real like air of, I want to pay a penance. Like, because, and I'm not trying to glorify her or try to make her sound like some great person, but if you're in court, you don't say, I did this. I feel like I have to wear this as, like you said, like a badge of dishonor. Mm-hmm. It's really rare you get somebody saying that, to which I'm like, I think that she wants to pay some sort of price. Like, I think she's ready. And I don't know how to describe it, because it's like so many people would be like, don't say anything.
Yeah. Don't
admit any fault. But maybe there is a part of her that's like, I need this. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm like, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Someone just going, I should pay for the crap that I have done.
Yeah. I mean, really. I mean, besides in movies, you see people do that. Like, I did this, whatever. But even like, we're shocked when people admit they've killed somebody when we know they've killed people. And the idea of her going, like, I know I did this and I should pay you the price for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, during the second hour of our show, we were just talking about that, because also today, the Gilgo Beach serial killer who admitted today he pled guilty to killing 8 different women.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Wow. Both of these things are so rare, and they came down today.
Because it doesn't benefit them in the judicial system. Now, in the, like, I want to be a good person, clear my conscience, maybe I would think so. I would think I would understand that that's the reason. But judicially, for you to go, I admit fault, is not, I mean, your lawyer will be jumping over the table to stop you.
Mm-hmm. Wild.
Okay, we've got Sierra from Summer House. As you guys know, Sierra is wrapped up in this Bravo drama. Sierra dated a guy who now her friend Amanda is dating, and it was done secretly, and they just came out, and the whole Bravo world is going,
on fire!
My God, watch this footage. So the conversation is, can you date your ex, your best friend's ex? Can you date your best friend's ex? Well, fun fact, Euphoria right now, which is in its last season, has this same dilemma. Sydney Sweeney's character is dating her best friend's ex. And it looks like, as the progression goes by, we'll be marrying Jacob Elordi's character. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't a crazy question to ask this.
Steal your friend's ex-boyfriend.
It's not good.
What do you think is the next step? I feel like you ought to get married.
I mean, I would hope so. You got to make it worth.
You got to make it
least.
worth that.
Like, make it worth something.
Yeah,
not just worth too much pain.
If you steal your friend's ex-boyfriend,
so they all are pretty much looking at the camera, going, "Yeah, for this plot, what do you think the vibe is?"
And like we've said, it fit the question. It's not like it was
as part of the plot of Euphoria.
That look when she goes, you got to make it worth it. And she just like zooms in, the camera zooms in her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
I mean, and now here we are talking about it again. It was a great way to get the conversation back in the headlines of like, remember me? Yeah, I'm the one who liked a guy for a long time. And then my best friend started dating him as soon as she got a divorce.
And hit it.
Yeah.
from me.
Yeah. I had to get a PI to look into it.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's funny too because you're right. At that point, Amanda, you got to marry West. If it's going to be worth losing all these things and all you had the upper hand and everything, the glow up of the century that was about to happen to you.
Yes.
Now you have to marry West, and I'm so sorry that yours a consolation prize.
But here's the problem. Even in the statement they released, it was very much like, this is early on. We're not even like hard launching. Like, just so you know, we have interacted in a dating like form, but we're not actually even officially dating.
They didn't even say exclusive.
They didn't. And rumor has it, he wasn't saying exclusive this last weekend at the women's Final Four, if you believe the blind items. So, again, this whole idea that this big statement is like, this confessing love of each other, I don't think it was.
No, it was not.
Okay, but doesn't that make it worse?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're giving up your friendship with Sierra for the possibility of maybe being Wes's side piece?
Like, and all that money.
Oh,
yeah, that's the real one.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the one that would get you.
it would. Like
Respectfully, yeah.
Honestly, it would. Just the amount of attention that she was getting in a positive light. I'd never even heard of these people. And I was like, yeah, Kyle Cook guy sucks. This girl, give her everything. In the same way that happened with Ariana Madix. Like, she's risen to heights that nobody would have seen coming because she got cheated on. Yeah. Paige DeSorbo, same thing. These are people like, I'm not in the Bravo universe. I now know all their names because some guy was a jerk to them. And companies went, you know who watches these shows? Millennial American women.
Who buy
and they're
crap.
Gonna buy crap.
They love buying crap, especially if it's revenge buying.
Right? Like, they're going to support her. It's just so stupid.
The idea, I mean, there's just so many missteps. And Amanda doesn't know who the hell she is.
Clearly.
She's insecure as all heck. She fell into this. This statement is just like literally saying, I'm going to try to date West. Carl's a mess. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. You gave up a lot for very little. And even if like West is your love of your life.
Is he?
Is he anybody's?
I mean, to Mike's point, like, he's literally in the headlines already because he's seeing other people, which that's his prerogative. That's fine.
Again, these aren't illegal things, and we're not shaming these people, but it's like, it just goes from a personal standpoint. Would you make that trade-off?
No.
I mean, Carl's a mess.
Carl's a mess.
Carl's a mess. Who's Carl?
Carl's out here getting hit by strays.
Oh my gosh.
For no reason. And if you don't believe that Carl has absolutely benefited from that viral moment of Kyle Cook mentioning Carl out of nowhere.
Carl's a mess.
Carl has now acquired, I think, Uber Eats. He got flown out to some game for football. It was so crazy. All these things.
Who's Carl?
Don't worry about it. Carl Radke.
Oh, he split up with
Lindsay Hubbard.
Mm-hmm.
But like literally the part is he's not part of this relationship. And also I don't know why he added Carl's a mess.
Carl's a mess.
And like the funny thing is,
Carl's a mess.
Out of nowhere, Kyle Cook mentions Carl and I died. And like the funny thing is like Carl used to be a big time drinker. He's sober now, but he used to have all these, he was so insane to watch. And he'd say, live more. Like, that was his big thing. It was so annoying. And now you're seeing that everywhere. It's like everybody is tapping back into Carl. And it's, oh my God, make it stop.
So good.
Okay. Cardi B, we know she's the queen of shade. She also has her Little Miss Drama tour, which is aptly named because she can't stop bringing people out. That causes more drama. So when she had an opportunity in Philly at the Xfinity Mobile Arena on Tuesday night to bring somebody out to shade one of her biggest enemy, girl is going to take that shot. Meek Mill, if you don't remember, Meek Mill is actually a hometown hero of Philly. So that makes sense. Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of things going for him. He's a great artist, all of the things. He's also Nicki Minaj's ex. So yes, Cardi B said, who can I bring out here on stage? I'm going to bring Nicki Minaj's ex, Meek Mill.
And she went,
For sure she did.
Cardi is so great. Like, no one will ever convince me that I don't love Cardi B with my whole body and soul.
So petty.
Like, we made the right person famous.
She's
you know?
so good.
Like, God made her famous for a reason. Remember, she can't cut cucumbers. Like, this is why. And because she does shady things like this.
Yeah, no, it's so good. She's so funny for this. And then, you know, they did perform together, so it's not that crazy of an idea, but like
there was intention.
There was so much intention there.
This wasn't just this was like 2 or 3 years the two of them dated. And you may remember, Kendall, I know you love this story as well, is when Cardi B and Nicki Minaj were going back and forth, and Cardi's like, she's got a beef with me? Look at her age. She should be beefing with Rihanna and Beyonce, not me. I'm so much younger than her. Why is she beefing with me?
I haven't been around for that long. I was like 12 when she started.
It was so good.
So good. And then there's a lot we can't say.
Well,
so if you ever want to watch their or want to go read their Twitter fight, make sure you do it on a non-work computer.
When it that was all around the same time that then Nicki by the end of it was like, I'm not making music because that's for like losers. And it was like, and Cardi B's like,
like, what a weird thing to throw in there. I'm also going to quit making music. I'm going to quit making extreme amounts of money off my music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cardi's like, because you don't have any.
It's hot to blow.
At this point, we head on over to our producer, Mike Ganger, and blind item expert. What secret on the internet might be the next to blow?
Well, let's not leave the Cardi B conversation quite yet, because we're going to be talking about Offset.
What?
Now, I'm not going to go as far as what the blind items are accusing Offset of, because, I have to have some sort of a reputation here.
Dignity.
Some sort of dignity here. Let's just say there's a narrative in the world of blind items that what happened to Offset might have been a result of what Offset did.
You mean getting shot in the leg outside of a casino?
To himself.
What?
Because he wanted to blame Lil TJ and get out of all of this debt that he owes to him. Let's backtrack here for a second.
Please.
What?
And again, I'm not going to say that because, again, that's not what I'm saying. That's definitely not what the internet is saying. Okay, it kind of is. There's a whole narrative right now. So Lil TJ was arrested in connection with the Offset shooting. He was almost immediately released, called Offset a rat. Now, we have had conversations about this beef between, I'll even say, like, frenemies. It was like on again, off again. Lil TJ and I guess Offset were actually pretty close at times. Then they hated each other at times. And a lot of the times, it's not a shock that this shooting took place outside of a casino, because a lot of the times the beef between the two was alleged gambling debts.
Oh, God.
Is that like, this is how they hang out, this is what they're doing, and a lot of times Offset can be seen at the Seminole Casino running around asking people for money on Cash App so he can keep on gambling, because according to the blind items, he's like broke now. Like, he owes the IRS a lot of money, and he's also in a position where he's gambling his money away.
So he shot himself in the leg?
So we can just go to casinos and ask people for money.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I was like,
That's
is that an option?
I'm not saying I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying there's just belief that he immediately tried to throw this on Little TJ. And the idea of he's throwing this on Little TJ is because he might owe Little TJ like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if Little TJ goes away, then he doesn't have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to Little TJ.
What? Okay, because I will say, when we saw him within hours just having a jolly old heater outside of the hospital, and now like a couple hours later, he's at a party already. He's like out and about. I was like, that's kind of wild. Someone shot you and you just feel like cool to just hang out outside? Because I don't know about you, but if I was shot at the valet lot of the casino, even if I was better, I would be like, I'm going to be home for a while. I have like a little PTSD from, I don't know, getting shot.
Kendall, are you saying this scenario would make sense if he shot himself? Because I will say, like, that's also very traumatizing.
That's so true. None of it makes sense.
It's still very painful. And it's still very, like, I would still go to a place of I've been shot, even if it was myself.
Have we seen? Is it like a flesh wound? Did he just right
Get
by? Did it go
grazed?
into the leg? I don't understand. I don't know.
But
any
why
of
are
the
we even
details.
differentiating? Getting shot is getting shot. Normalize getting shot being a big deal.
Well, I'm just going to say these rumors about him having $1.6 million in tax liens against him actually surfaced months before this happened. The allegations from little TJ that he was broke and going through issues with money at the casino, that started last year. We were hearing those rumors. So again, the idea that this is coming out now and that this event took place in the valet lot of the casino, not maybe shocking.
Okay, I was just Googling all this because I was like, where did I see that he was already out and about? I'm looking at this story from the former Cowboys wide receiver, Des Bryant. He came out a little over a year ago and said that he has the same issue with Offset. It's all over money. Offset owed Des Bryant money, refused to pay it up, and things got violent between them.
Yep.
And he's like, an Offset in front of me shot himself in the leg.
Okay, he never said that part. Nor did I, just to be very clear.
Yeah, nobody's saying that.
Wow.
Like, if that's the move, oh my God.
You remember how unhinged he got when Cardi B started dating Stephon Diggs?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I think he's the dad to 3 of her kids. I want to say 3 out of the 4. Dang, Offset.
Again, I think there might be more to this story. It is interesting, again, that this little TJ was arrested and then immediately released. And then, he came out like fire, and no pun intended. Like, he came out just going after Offset as soon as he released, saying all sorts of things. Again, things that we can't repeat here. So look into that if you want. But man, there's a lot more to this story, and it's not shocking based on what we've heard from Offset in the past that this might be gambling related.
Woof.
So there you go.
All right.
It's Hot Mess.
All right, New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel, and my favorite Patriot as well, is walking around holding hands with the Atlantic reporter, Diana, is it Rossini? Mm-hmm. They're making headlines. They have these photos that were surfaced of them kind of cozying up to each other at this resort in Sedona, Arizona. Now, the pictures are not great in the way that at one point they are facing each other, interlocking fingers, holding hands. There's hugging. There's lounging at the pool together. Now, this wouldn't be that big of an issue, but both of these parties are very, very married. Vrabel has been with his wife for 26 years, and Diana has 2 littles with her husband, who's also a big timer at Shake Shack. To which I'm saying, lady,
Yep.
You have everything.
You
Give
have
us
Shake
some.
Shack.
You have Shake Shack, man. Both Diana and Mike are claiming, listen, this is the photos are very misleading, and there's 6 other people there. It was nothing. Don't worry about it. But
Is it the interlocking fingers that got you to be like, I don't know?
it's the double holding hands interlocking photo. Even them sitting by the pool, I'm like, whatever. Sitting by the pool drinking.
But like, what if
All right.
they really did run into each other and it was like, how are you? And he went in and she was like, okay. And they held hands for like a half a second. But like, those photos of Tiger Woods that came out during his booking arrest and it looks like he's sobbing in the back seat and he's yawning.
It looks like he's yelling. It looks like he's screaming. Or something. It actually did look like he was yawning. I just thought it was rude of them to even take a picture of someone yawning.
So cutthroat. What if it's just,
Okay.
it's as minor as that? I mean, The Atlantic is saying that she's an upstanding reporter and that this is all a bunch of hogwash.
And she doesn't have any history of this at all.
Oh, wait. Maybe she does.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because 11 years ago, it was Diana Rossini who actually had Scott McLaughlin, who was the GM of the Washington Commanders. They were named something else back then, but Washington Commanders GM. He had his wife go onto social media, and his wife claimed that he was exchanging details about inner workings of the team for sexual favors with Diana Rossini, the wife of this NFL executive in 2015.
Did anything ever come of it, though?
I mean, Her tweets were very vulgar, very explicit, questioning exactly how many different sexual favors Rossini had secured based on this high-profile news. I mean, technically, it's not. I don't know what came of that.
I will say this.
It's also not.
That doesn't even throw me off. I could see 11 years ago, this could be an isolated thing that has nothing to do with this. It's the interlocking fingers.
I was like, it's the fingers, isn't it, Brittany?
The interlocking fingers.
There's a hug where she's like touching him in the stump, like right here, like right. If you watch this on YouTube, by the way, watch us. She's touching him right in the belly. That's a place that only like your significant other touches you when you're a big guy. Trust me, I know that's a very intimate place right there. And she's putting those hands right there.
She's feeling it all.
She's getting in there.
Maybe she's just like, I don't know where to put my hands because you hugged me first.
I go. Listen.
What?
We'll find out soon. Because this story is not going anywhere. Because no matter what, like the actual partners of these people
are going to say something.
Even if this is it just happens to be bad photos taken. If I'm Mrs. Vrabel, we're having a talk when you get back.
Also, it's always the Patriots, isn't it? It's always the
America's
Patriots.
team.
And Mike can never eat Shake Shack again. This is the worst.
Oh, no. Hey, tell us what you think. Is it normal to interlock fingers with somebody? Throw it in the comments because you've got YouTube.